and I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Shout out everybody in the building at the moment and everybody that's going to tap in. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Wipe your feet at the dinner, man. We got to get the gang in. You already know what time it is. Tonight's going to be a special one. Why? Because we have somebody new to me, right? Now, they've been around doing their thing, talking Vikings football. And look, I've tapped in a couple times, and I'm going to tell you, you want to make sure you go subscribe. The name is in the title, but we are going to bring him on Vocal Vike tonight and talk some Vikings football, how we feel about this team in 2025 and what we expect going into 2026. Because look, man, there ain't no reason to be sad. I mean, we got to keep it rolling, baby. We going to be Vikings fans forever, man. So shout out everybody, man. Let's get to it. We got our boy Kieth from Skol in the building. What's going on, my dog?
What up, Rap? Great to be here.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Shout out to you, man. I've been, as you saw too, man, I've been super busy these past 5 days. I know I did a show on Wednesday and I was like, listen, Purple Gang, just be ready because we're going to be live for 5 days straight. And I actually did a show this afternoon during lunchtime with some Cowboys content creators. Shout out my dogs over there, Landlord and HTM, man. So that was fun as well. It turned into kind of talking about Dak Prescott in the quarterback position for the most part, but you know, it always gets like that when you bring up the QB, which what we'll do tonight, Kieth. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about our quarterback as well. But man, how you been feeling? There you go, rocking that 9 jersey. Let's get it, man.
Just letting you know how I feel about that real early.
Yeah, let's go, bro. We on the same page. You feel me? Like you already know where I stand too, you know. But hey, yes, there is some conversations going around about some other quarterback out there, man. But you know, hey, I'm cool. I'm cool with sticking to our boy, the original 9, man. F that, man. We got the real 9 in the building. You hear me? Yes, but man, let's get to it, bro. Like you got Skol Network over there, man, which is a great platform. You talk Minnesota Vikings football, you and the crew, man. Fish. I had a pleasure to meet all you guys as well at Skol Fest. So we appreciate you coming out to Skol Fest, man, showing love. That was lit, man. It was good seeing you fellas. But where you from, Kieth? How'd you become a Vikings fan, man? Talk to us real quick on your Vikingism, man.
All right. I almost hate telling the story of how I became a Viking fan because it's kind of corny, but so I live in California. I'm in Long Beach.
Okay.
The way I became a Viking fan, I was born into it, but my dad, he's not from Minnesota either. He's from out here in Southern California. But when he was like 10 years old, he didn't really have a football team, and he joined flag football, and his flag football team was called the Vikings. So he went and started to follow the Vikings, and he just stuck with it. So when I was born, he was hardcore Vikings. I mean, I came home like in a Vikings outfit. I just what it was. I didn't have a choice. If he would have been the Patriots or the Chiefs or the Steelers, I'd have some Super Bowls. But instead, I got this purple misery, and you know, wouldn't have it any other way.
And no, that's crazy, bro. It's almost kind of like similar to my story that I've told 1,000 times about the mini coffee mugs that they used to have in those gumball machines, and you put 25 cents in and each. Do you have one? Do you have one of those? Tell me you got one of those mini mugs, man. Let's get it, man. Let me see, bro. That right there, bro. That exact cup, bro. I wish you had an extra one, bro, man. Bro, that exact cup right there is so significant to my Vikings fandom right now. And that cup did you get it out of a gumball machine? Was it in one of those machines as well, or no?
I honestly don't remember how I got it, but it's kind of sad. It does have the broken handle.
Yeah, so, dang, bro. Yeah. But that's exactly how I became a full-blown fan when it became destiny. I mean, at the end of the day, I was rooting for Randy Moss before that incident. But when I did say, hey, as me and my cousin sat in front of that gumball machine and said, and this is so weird, bro. Like me and your story is so weird, bro. Like people are probably like, yo, what? This is how you guys became all in? But like, yeah, sat in front of that gumball machine was like, hey, whoever I get, man, that's who I'm going to root for the rest of my life. I'm going to show my loyalty. And sure enough, I got a Vikings one.
So that's the first one you pulled?
First one, bro. And the crazy part is I was already a Randy Moss fan too. Like, probably like 6 months before that incident happened. I just got on the Randy Moss train. It was at a place called CC's Pizza. Me and my cousin we're what 9 going on 10 years old. And that's how it all started, bro. That's how it all started. It's weird.
If that's the way you became a Viking fan, I'm taking it that you're actually not from Minnesota. Like I followed you and I've listened to your show and stuff, but I've never actually caught where you're at.
Yeah, so I'm actually in Charleston, South Carolina. I've lived in Cali though. You know what I mean? I've lived in Southern Cal, Camp Pendleton, Stewart Mesa area during the military from 5 to 8. So I've been in Cali, man. Shout out to Cali in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cali. But I was born in New Jersey, so I've been a little bit of everywhere, man. But Charleston raised me because I got here after the Cali move when I was 8 years old, and from that point on I've been here, you know what I'm saying? So I call this my home and I love my city, man. And yeah, but
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, because and the thing is, bro, like the Vikings, people will be surprised, right? Even in my city, Charleston, South Carolina, when you go to a Buffalo Wild Wings or any kind of sports bar and our team is playing, man, you will be surprised. Everybody drop your area codes in the chat, man. Where y'all from, man? Tap in. Let us know where y'all tapping in from, man. Because the chat will show us right now how many Vikings fans we have all across this nation. I'm gonna tell you right now, because I can go outside in my city in South Carolina, and I'll tell you there's hundreds of Vikings fans if there's a prime time. Like Sunday night, if I go to my local Buffalo Wild Wings, man, it'd be nothing but purple and gold in there, bro. We deep everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everywhere. Shout out to our team.
That's
bro.
crazy because we had some Cowboys fans on our show on Thursday, and one of them tried to tell us that he's never met a Viking fan before in his life. And this dude was an old dude, at least his upper 40s, and trying to say he never met a Viking fan. And then he also said that now he lives in Seattle. I'm like, you're not going to tell me you never ran into a Viking fan and in the whole state of Texas and in Seattle. I know in Seattle there's a Viking, crowd out there.
Yeah.
Never met a Viking. I was like,
oh yeah, no, we're everywhere, man. Like I've come to know that we're everywhere. I've been a lot of places in my life too, and been, the Vikings games in Charlotte, North Carolina, Miami. Man, you'd be surprised. Miami has a whole club down there that's surrounded around the Vikings, bro. Like when Dave from Minnesota Sports Talk, when we went down to the Miami Vikings game back in, what was that, 22 maybe? Bro, you want to talk about Vikings fans, bro? We deep down there in MIA. You know what I'm saying? Super deep. I'm talking about the whole club was on lock, like purple and gold from wall to wall. Like this is the thing. Vikings fans, we travel well. Where we pull up on our team, we support our team well, whether they're in Miami or LA or wherever they at, man. We pulling up. You know what I'm saying? But nothing is like going to Minnesota and being in the city of Minneapolis, man, and really being with the family for real, though. You walk outside and that's all you see. I'm sure you've been to multiple games, right, Kieth?
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you, like Skol Fest, that was awesome. Like that was just all Viking fans, everybody in Vikings gear. You're surrounded by, the purple and gold and everything. And, we did that for a few hours and we're like, well, we're here. Let's go out and explore a little bit. Let's go party with all the Viking fans. Bro, we didn't see it.
Yeah.
And it kind of made sense because I was talking to my buddy who's from Minnesota. He came out and met up with us. He's like, you got to realize, this is the Saturday before a game. People are at home, they're barbecuing, they're watching the Gophers. The Twins are still playing. Like, you're out here celebrating because you're visiting. Like, you're going from bar to bar. And
that's their everyday thing. Yeah,
that's their everyday thing. That's their everyday thing. So it's like normally when I go to a game, we're visitors, and I go to bars the night before, and there's Viking fans all over the place because we're all in hotels and then we're going out and exploring. Like,
right?
They're cozy in their homes and stuff. The night before a game.
Yeah,
but like,
no, that's
just being there.
No, you're talking like, was that your first time there? Was last year during Skol Fest? That was your first game?
That was my first Skol Fest. That was
my
first Skol Fest. But I've been out there for a couple games. But that's my first Skol Fest.
Yeah, man. So I love being at the bank. You feel me? Like, ain't that?
Oh man, no, being at the bank. Yeah, like we got SoFi here, and like, man, I can't imagine there's a better stadium than those two stadiums, SoFi and the bank. But the bank, it's got way more features than SoFi does, and it's just like a whole experience, like the intro and everything and the Gallon horn.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out everybody in the chat, man. Make sure you hit the like button. We got Joseph from Elizabeth, New Jersey. Shout out Jersey in the building. Barber fades you up, man. Calling from VA. We got Norris 507, Delt, the 651, Dylan 701. Shout out to you. Sodak, my boy, the 605. Let's go, man. Shout out my boy Sodak, man. You feel me? Shout out everybody in the building. Y'all make sure you hit the like button. Like I said, man, let's get our Purple Gang members up in here so we can get this conversation rolling with our boy Kieth Luft. I see you in the building. Love Zoe, Two-Tone. Appreciate you, Blunt. I see you, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, Kieth, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about what needs to be talked about. You feel me? Here we go. We'll just pull this up. This is a conversation. I know some people in the chat aren't really big on this conversation, but hey, shout out Michael for going ahead and posting the question right now. Might as well just bring it up. So we'll get into the JJ McCarthy, but the Joe Burrow thing, brother. What's your vibes on it, man? How you feeling about all the talk?
I think next year, week 1, our quarterback will be number 9.
But not that number 9.
It could be either one. Okay.
Either one, right?
Look it. I'm big on the JJ McCarthy. Like I showed you, I'm wearing the jersey. Like I think we could ride that way, and I think he's going to pan out. He's going to be a good quarterback. He's going to be our franchise guy.
Yeah.
But his ceiling is maybe just below Joe Burrow. So if that becomes available, I think I'm open to it, man. And people say, "Oh, he's got injuries." So does JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
So there's not too many quarterbacks out there that I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and make that move. Let's pull the trigger. Joe Burrow is definitely one. I think he makes any team a Super Bowl contender. You look at the Bengals with him and without him, it's night and day. Like
it is.
They lost just about every game that he was out, except Flacco had one like nice, amazing game. But other than that, he totally changed what that team looks like.
Yeah.
So I'm in for it, man. Especially
no, I'm with you.
You're not giving up Jefferson. You're not giving up Jefferson. You're keeping him. Obviously, that's part of the deal.
Right. That got to be part of the deal. Yeah, that would make no sense to bring Burrow and let Jefferson out the door. What? That's the whole reason you want to bring Burrow is that so that we can see that thing explode. You know what I mean? So I'm with you, Kieth. Like I enjoy JJ McCarthy and I'm enjoying this journey. Although we've had some lows, which is expected. I think I expected it. I hyped them up. I hyped them up during off season. I'm sure bro. I was banging the table for JJ, man. I'm hyping the fan base up. Rightfully so, though. He deserves it. The kid deserves the hype, in my opinion. I still feel like that today. But if Joe Burrow trade offer comes across that desk, man, that's kind of hard. Like you said, there's maybe 4 quarterbacks that if they come available, I think every team in the NFL that already doesn't have one of the 4 would make the move regardless, right? I just think they would because
you go full Rams.
You have to, right? He's just one of those players where it's almost like you have to, man. If the conversation's open, you got to enter it. That's just what it is, man. Whether you want him or not, just know that if this was to happen, which I kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm leaning more on the side of I don't think it's going to happen. But it's still a conversation to have for Vikings fans and talk about because it's controversy a little bit. It's a little bit of controversy because that it'll kill JJ McCarthy's confidence. So it's risky because even just having the news roam around, Kieth, and talk about it and fans talk about it, it may do something to JJ McCarthy's confidence because he's looking like, damn, they already trying to get rid of me, but you got to understand, bro, it's Joe Burrow. You feel me? Like it's
right.
Joe
And
Burrow.
you could tell he pays attention to that kind of stuff because you saw when he got that game ball this week. He's like,
yep.
Like there was no,
he tucked his tail.
There was none of that. He just took his ball. Like he got bullied into calming down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's for the better or the worse. We'll have to see.
Yeah. So what were your expectations? Let's dig a little deeper into how you really felt about JJ McCarthy going into the season and let's take it back to the draft, bro, because I had my list. All of us creators and fans, we all have our list of, hey, I want this guy and then I'll settle for this guy and then this guy's number 3. So was JJ on your top 3 going into that 2024 draft?
Okay. Absolutely. I mean, he was the most realistic one. My number 1 would have been Drake May.
Okay.
I don't feel that we were ever going to get up that close. I actually wasn't too big on Jaden Daniels, so like that one didn't bug me. Caleb Williams, I was ready to trade everything, go up and get him.
Okay.
So I would say that JJ was probably my number 3.
You were willing to give up the 2 first rounds or possibly 3 to go get Williams?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, nothing wrong with that, bro. I was feeling the same kind of about Jaden Daniels. Like he was my number one. Jaden Daniels was my number one option. And then but JJ McCarthy was number two. So he was pretty high on my list. So I was happy either way. Right. I felt
Oh yeah.
like I didn't get my one option, but I got my two. So
The
it
two
made me
players I
feel
wanted going into that draft was, I mean, maybe just speaks to what I do know and don't know, but was JJ McCarthy and Dallas Turner. I
yeah.
like at 11, I want either one of them.
Yeah. So you were on Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
Oh, so you watched them, you kind of saw them in college. And do you have a college team? What's your college team?
I'm not big as far as the team. Like I low key root for UCLA, which they're not doing
Okay.
too hot
Yeah.
the past
Yeah.
few years.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know why they
Yeah.
made that move. They don't belong there, but
Yeah. Yeah. So because to be real with you, Dallas Turner, like I heard about him, Alabama. You're gonna hear about him, but he wasn't on my radar though. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really on my radar. But when we picked him, I'm like, okay, you dude can be a savage. And how are you feeling about Dallas Turner's kind of because and we'll get back to JJ McCarthy, but since you brought up Dallas Turner, because did you see the clip where Alec Lewis was talking about how
yes,
the fan base needs to kind of chill out a little bit when it comes to hyping up Dallas Turner at the moment, the context behind it?
I do, and I 100% agree because that is how I feel. Like I feel like the past couple games he's done some good things. He's had a couple sacks, but like if you really watch him play to play, he's not out there like he's dominating. And a lot of sacks that he has gotten has been because other guys have chased them into him, and he's been there to make the play. Now, granted, he's made some nice plays that I'm not gonna take away from him, and it's good. He's showing positive signs, but I'm nowhere near saying like this guy could probably start for us. Maybe we can get rid of Grenard, which they might have to because of salary cap reasons. I wouldn't
Yeah.
feel good about it. I'm not at a place where if we have to cut Grenard or trade him because of salary cap, oh, at least we got Dallas Turner. I don't feel that way. So,
Right.
but he's been doing nice stuff and he's starting to show an improvement. And I think that's something that fans could learn, from being so hard on JJ McCarthy right now. These guys do improve.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, time will tell for sure. I give him his flowers, right? When I heard that clip though, it did kind of set me back a little bit and made me think like, okay, that's some good context there because they were kind of saying when he does flash, it's because he's going up against either backup competition or he's going up against a tight end.
Tight end,
Right.
yeah.
And it's not really going up against actual tackles, starting tackles. When he does go up against those set players, he tends to not do anything. He tends to just go missing. Right. So, but I think at the end of the day, he's super athletic, man. You see him when he does flash, you're like, yo, if he can just stack that, if he can just continue to stack them, man, this
Yeah.
dude could be a monster, man. Like for real. So you see the end game and you're like, bro, I just can't wait till he reaches that. And we're about
He's
to
at
head
least
on to
changing the
year 3.
conversation.
Yeah.
He's changing the conversation because the first half of the season, everyone's like, "This guy's a bust." I don't know why we wasted our time drafting this guy. He's not going to pan out. And now, oh, okay, he's starting to show us something. Oh man, he's actually looking good. So he is changing the conversation.
Yeah. Nah, facts, bro. Facts. Somebody said, shout out my boy Dylan, man. He was talking, going back to JJ McCarthy and these mechanics, bro, right? Oh, before we do that, man, hold on. Let me go to Too Evil because Too Evil dropped a super chat, bro. I got to get with you, bro. Shout out Too Evil. He said, hi. He said, hi, rap. Fart Carthy needs to beat feet. God damn.
Too Evil, big McCarthy fan, I see.
Damn. Yeah, no, he's a big McCarthy fan. He got a McCarthy jersey and all, bro. Like, yeah, no, he's diehard, bro. Like, he just, on the internet, he hides behind that Carson Wentz wall there. He's a Carson Wentz diehard though, but he likes
like
McCarthy.
a real life Carson Wentz diehard, like real life.
Oh yeah, man, he loves Carson Wentz. That's his boy. Like he wanted Carson Wentz he's been calling for Carson. You didn't know this, Keith? Listen, Too Evil's been calling for Carson Wentz since 2022 for the Minnesota Vikings to get Carson Wentz. And it finally happened. So like our community, we blame Too Evil for it happening. We're like, Too Evil, you caused this. You are the reason, bro. You are the sole reason on why this happened. You know what I'm saying?
You're
like
Too Evil. Man, Carson Wentz, I'm not gonna lie, he played a little better than I expected when we signed him. I mean, we weren't gonna, win with him. We were 2-3 with him, but at least we actually looked like a offense when he was out there compared to what we saw the first couple of weeks with McCarthy. So He looked better than what I expected. I'll say that. But do I want to bring him back next year? Not at all.
Oh, hell no. Nah, hell no. We ain't bringing no damn Carson Wentz back, man. No, look, the expectations for next year is JJ McCarthy needs to stay healthy the whole entire season. And then, or if Joe Burrow is in the conversation, you throw everything at that shit. Like, for real. That's how I'm feeling, bro. Like, there is no Mac Jones and, Jacoby Brissett's of the world. And, I don't give a damn. No, like it's either 9 or 9. One of the 9's got to be a quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. Whoever the quarterback is next year for the Vikings, he better be wearing number 9. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it simple.
Do you think they're gonna entertain bringing somebody in as legit competition for him, or do you think it's gonna be either Joe Burrow or JJ McCarthy's coming in as QB1?
So I think JJ McCarthy's coming in at QB1. I think they'll bring in somebody and fans will look at it as it may be some type of competition, but no, bro, you committed to JJ McCarthy. You have to just imagine how it would look for Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell to bring in a Mac Jones and JJ McCarthy then turns into a backup going into the season next year. Like, bro, that's nasty work. I mean, at that point, you have to say he's a bust. At that point, you have to say it didn't work out. It's not going to happen because you already took the chance of putting him out there and putting a C on his chest and all this shit. I mean, it's already there now, bro. He is your quarterback 1. You know what I mean? You have to ride or die with whatever happens.
Yeah, the Mac Jones stuff kind of need to stop because we would have to pay that man. We'd have to trade for him. And then we'd probably have to pay him because his agent's not going to want any type of trade where there's not an extension in place. Yeah. So I'm not even
I think what they'll do, Keith, is bring in a quarterback that if just based off of the history of JJ McCarthy getting injured, I think what would be smart for them to do, because we obviously can't go into next season with Max Brosmer as the backup as QB2. I think what they'll do is go get somebody in the Carson Wentz type of thing. My name that I keep throwing out there that just seems right is Gardner Minshew. Like, to me, Gardner Minshew just seems.
I want Gardner to replace Kirk.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew, Kenny Pickett of the world. Like, these are guys where they might make you frown a little bit when you think about them as the starting quarterback of your franchise, but as the backup, you may smile a little bit because it's like, okay, if we need him to come in for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Can we go 2-1, right? Like that's right. Kind of what you're looking for there. And my answer would be yeah for both of those guys. So that's kind of what you're looking for in a QB2. So I'm cool with that. I fully expect JJ McCarthy to not only be the QB1 going into next season, bro, but I expect him these next 4 games to play pretty good football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, I expect them to play some really good football, bro. Like, I like this. Zach said, Zach Wilson. That's another name that I really like too. I know people compare him to JJ McCarthy and shit, and I'm like, they're totally different quarterbacks. First of all,
yeah.
But I do like Zach Wilson. I was a fan of Zach Wilson. I think he just fell victim to the New York Jets like everybody else does. I mean, look at what Justin Fields did. Look at what Aaron Rodgers did. I mean, look, the Jets are just horrible when it comes to you. You cannot judge Sam Darnold. You cannot judge a quarterback after coming off a season playing for the Jets, especially if they get drafted by the Jets with the first pick or the second pick or whatever. Man, listen, man, you got to give that quarterback some leeway. I think he's a whole different player on our team.
Yeah,
Zach Wilson.
Yeah, it's just they were high draft picks and didn't pan out. That's or didn't look good when they first started, and so it's easy to call him Zach Wilson. But what made me mad about that is you had good quarterbacks that didn't look good, like Josh Allen, but instead, some fans want to point and say, "No, he's Zach Wilson." It's like, why? Why can't you be positive and think that he could turn to the good quarterback? And I want to throw one name out there that I don't know why. I don't even think I'd be happy if this happened. But as far as the backup quarterback, when I look at the list of available free agents, the name that keeps looking at me, Mitchell Trubisky.
Hey, bro, let's go.
Like,
let's go. I said that same shit, bro. I forget when I said it. It was a couple days ago, but I'm like, bro, Mitchell Trubisky, dog, like, I'm cool with that too. Playing behind Josh Allen for the past couple of years. When he did step in, he looked really good in preseason. He looks really efficient and good in preseason. He's a veteran now. He's a seasoned veteran now. And I would definitely, absolutely. That name pops out to me too, bro. That's a good call. I like
He's
that.
an early first round draft pick, you know,
I can
maybe
see
a little
that happening.
resurrection. Like that's kind of the MO of this team. So like that's a name. Like if the Bills don't bring him back, or he's a free agent, he can do what he wants. He may feel like, hey, on the Vikings, I might have a better chance of actually getting the game because this guy Josh Allen, he's great. He never gets hurt.
Yeah, you got a point, bro. There, look, the QB2 position for the Minnesota Vikings is going to be a hot commodity for those type of names because they're they're based off of evidence and what we've been seeing. They're going to know that there's a good opportunity for them to be able to show their skills because JJ McCarthy has been getting hurt. Not saying that he will next year. I mean, next year, hopefully, what we're hoping is he comes in and he plays all 16 without a hiccup. But the reality is, based off of what's been happening, these QB2 guys that are looking for a new roster to get on and maybe get an opportunity, the Vikings is going to be number one on the list because it's like, yo, shit, bro. And not even before JJ McCarthy. I mean, you look at the Joshua Dobbs situation, Nick Miller. We've got a lot of quarterbacks play under Kevin O'Connell, man. You know, you seem to get an opportunity, and Max Brosmer's added to the list now. Carson Wentz is added to the list now. So,
and what Daniel Jones went, he had to stop through Minnesota before he went and did what he did it for the Colts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is a resume being built there.
Absolutely. Shout out Blunt with the 20, man. He said, my perps, just remember I love you when the show is over, man. Shout out Blunt, man. We appreciate you, brother, as always. Thank you so much for always supporting, man, and tapping in with us, man. We love you too, brother. That's a fact. You know that. We ain't got to tell you that, man. You know that, man. Somebody said Brett Favre. Jets are QB crashers. Yeah, Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee is a name that's on the Eagles, where I wasn't a fan of him coming out of college.
They're not letting him go anyways. They're not letting him go anyways.
Yeah, they're not gonna let him go. I don't think so. Shout out my boy 10 Ton is number one, man. Shout out my guy. We gonna get him on. If you're not, man, make sure you go and tap in with Casino Tears. Tap into the podcast on Spotify, Apple. Great if you're into the craps, you know what I mean, the gambling and stuff like that, man. This is the guy you want to go tap in with. He also sponsors the post-game shows, so if you ever see the giveaways where I do the purple lottery, man, that's the mastermind behind it, man. Shout out my guy 10 Ton, and we gonna get him on too. He's a Vikings fan, so we gonna get him on here soon. Y'all just watch out, man.
You getting everybody on. You're a busy man.
Yeah, man. You know, I want to connect. That's the mission. The mission statement is to connect with every Vikings fan in the world. You know, so far so good, man. We making some leeway right now. So shout out to you tonight, Kieth, tapping in with your boy, man, and talking some Minnesota Vikings football. Let's talk about how you feel about the whole quarterback situation with Kevin O'Connell and what went wrong. You know, it was a simple question I asked even last night to Darren from Purple Dose with Hopes was, what do you think went wrong?
I just think that he wasn't ready, like straight up. He wasn't ready. And I don't know if KOC didn't know that coming into the season or if he knew that and he was getting pressure from up above saying, well, this is the guy we picked and he's on this rookie deal. So you got to make this work. You're the quarterback whisperer, make it work. Or did KOC actually think he was ready? And then maybe after the first couple of games, he's like, oh no, because even during the offseason, we were hearing all this great stuff about him and we were buying that stuff. Like, okay, yes, put talking. That's probably why we had ridiculous expectations coming into the season, double-digit wins and all that, because we were being fed that this guy's ready. But then towards the second half of training camp, you started hearing more concerning stuff about him in camp, about how some of his passes were off and the defense was getting to him. He wasn't making good reads. And then we even saw him in that first preseason game. He only got one drive, which I don't understand why that happened. We had a whole new offensive line, never played together. And, you know, we had him out there. Like some of his passes, they looked off. So I just felt like he wasn't ready. And like they're like, well, you'll get it. Like this team's ready to go. You don't got to do too much. And that just wasn't the case. And
you look at his mechanics, right? Shout out my boy Dylan because he pointed this out with that leg whip on that touchdown that he threw to Josh Oliver against the Washington Commanders. You kind of know what I'm talking about. The kick,
the leg whip. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing yet because I've seen him make bad throws doing it. I've seen him make good throws doing it.
Like because that throw was a good one,
right? He did it to Jordan Addison on that touchdown against the Bears. He had the leg whip. So sometimes good to have sometimes bad stuff happen. I don't know if that's a hindrance or not at this point.
Yeah, so me and somebody else, I don't know if it was Norse. I think it may have been Norse or T-Bass, one of the OGs in the building where we were talking about it the other night. And we're saying the leg whip, I mean, yes, like you said, we see it and it looks like it works here and there. But the problem is, I think it's going to catch up to him. Right now, he's 22, but if he does it long enough, how is that going to affect his shoulder, elbow, because it's seeming like I don't know, man. It's just seeming like something's not right. That it's definitely not normal, right? It's definitely unorthodox. And the reason I say that is because I was talking about it where I never paid too much attention to it until I started paying attention to it. And then I went and started looking at other quarterbacks. And I'm like, let me just go watch highlights just so I can look at their throwing motion real quick and see if they ever are kicking their leg like that. And the really good quarterbacks, especially the ones that are in the league right now that we see, they don't. Right? They just don't.
Video that Peyton Manning had a little bit of a leg whip, but
he had a leg kick. Okay.
Yeah, it was nothing near what JJ McCarthy's doing, like he's finishing a pitch. So I mean, it wasn't. But he had a little bit of one. But I mean, that's one player. You're right. Most people don't have that, and like George just said, I mean, that opens them up to an injury having that thing just out there.
Yeah, no, facts, bro. Because you be done kick your shin on a helmet or something. I mean, you just never know. It just kind of, I don't know. I don't agree with because obviously he does it naturally. He's been playing football like that his whole life obviously. And I think it's going to be hard to really break him out of that habit to where he's going to be a whole new quarterback. And now you're going to be questioning like, damn, is he going to be able to be a good quarterback, changing up his whole entire style? I know they tried to do that with Tim Tebow. Now, obviously, JJ McCarthy is miles ahead of Tim Tebow when it comes to playing quarterback, in my opinion. Tim Tebow was good in college, but, the mechanics were the issue with Tim Tebow, his throwing motion. I mean, that shit was long and drawn out and ugly, right? I just worry about JJ McCarthy being able to change the way he's been playing football his whole life, but yet still be effective.
But what's crazy, and I don't want to say too much because I know, you got some affiliations and friends, but he's been trained his whole life.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden these mechanics are a problem.
Yeah, I know, bro. I was talking about Coach Holcomb, man. I know. Yeah, facts, bro. And Coach Holcomb, he'll take it on the chin if there's any criticism, and he's a man and he'll stand and come correct, right? But he has been getting some blame too, which is crazy. People were talking about, this is the guy that's been training him since he was 12, right? That's what he said. Rap, you had him on, and he said he's trained JJ since he was 12 years old. Why are we now talking about his mechanics now that he's in the NFL? And it could be now, I'm not saying he can't do it, but I think it is going to be a hard task to do. And because I do see people saying, hey, Allen changed his mechanics, and there's obviously quarterbacks that do it. So, obviously
you just weren't going to do it mid-season. Like that was
just can't do it during the season. I think that's the issue. Yeah, you're right, bro. I think trying to do it in week 5, 6, 7, and 8, it's like, bro, you should have done that in the off season and worked really hard at it. And then once it wasn't a fix when the season started kicking off, you had to wash your hands with it and say, bro, just go out there and play how you've been playing. And then when the 2025 off season comes, bro, we'll get back to work in the lab and start working on those mechanics again. You feel me? I don't know, man. It's a little weird situation we got here. We'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, I never played quarterback, so I mean, I really don't know much about a quarterback's mechanics. So all I could do is believe what other people are saying. And you hear other quarterbacks or ex-quarterbacks on Twitter, and they diagnose it and brought up and say, "Oh yeah, that doesn't look great. I guess it's not great."
Yeah, Cody said it took Allen 3 years to fix it. Well, we're about to go on year 3, so we'll see what happens.
I don't know if the Viking fans have that kind of patience, man. Like, we haven't been through this. We really haven't. Like, the last time we had a young quarterback was Teddy Bridgewater, and that got cut short. And people didn't really like Teddy Bridgewater till after the injury. Then it's like, oh man, we love Teddy.
They love him because the sympathy. It was more of a sympathy.
Yeah, but his first 2 years, they weren't loving him.
Yeah, I mean,
it takes time.
It takes time. We've talked about that where I think as Vikings fans, patience is something that doesn't live here. It just is what it is because we're so used to going and getting the washed vet and thinking that he can have a resurgence and get us to the NFC Championship game. I mean, the Brett Favre thing kicked it off, and it's just one of those deals where I'm sick of it. And that's why I was pushing so hard that since 2023 that the Minnesota Vikings need to go and draft a quarterback with the top 5 pick. Like, we need to trade up in the draft, be aggressive. F the picks, bro. Because you already had, to me, I felt like you already had the foundation. Don't wait until you go, 1-16 because your team is trash, because you don't have receivers, you don't have offensive line, you don't have this, to then draft your quarterback. Do it while your foundation is already there. Do it while you have stars on the offensive line. You got linebackers. You have everything you need. Let's go do it now. Just imagine after the 2017 year, because was it 2018 where the Mahomes and all of them got drafted? Just imagine if you would have went into that draft with the team you had at the moment and with the #1 defense going into that season, and you went into that draft saying, you know what, we're about to give up 2 first-round picks and we're going to move up and get Patrick Mahomes. You feel me? Deshaun Watson at the time.
2018, we didn't even have to do that, because 2018 there was this quarterback who went the pick after
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. He was right there, and we took Mike Hughes, and we didn't take Lamar Jackson because we dogged on my man Case Keenum and went and signed Kirk Cousins to the richest contract in NFL history after Case Keenum just took us to an NFC championship where, we could have, signed Case to a nice little 1-2 year deal and drafted Lamar Jackson. And where would we be sitting right now if we had Lamar Jackson these past, 8 years?
Bro, I can say this, and I know nothing is, this is obviously just speculation, but I will say that if we would have drafted Lamar Jackson in 2018, bro, you can't tell me that the Vikings wouldn't have had a Super Bowl already by now. I think we would have had one, bro. We would have at least played in one, or we would have at least been to a couple NFC championship games, in my opinion, man. I just think like him with the Justin Jeffersons, if everything goes exactly how it went too, we don't even need much to change other than the Vikings select Lamar Jackson with the number 32nd pick in the 2018 draft or whatever. I think it would have been perfect, bro. It would have been perfect.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but we got our boy now. We got JJ. We got J Mac. Let's see
2 games in a row. Yeah, 2 games in a row. Like, he needs to go out there Sunday Night Football on prime time in Dallas. The bright lights are on. He's coming off a good game. He's still got haters doubting him. He just got to go out there and do what he did. Do it again.
Let's get into that. So let's get into that. Why do you, first of all, before we get into that, why do you think we played the way we played against the Washington Commanders? Like, what did you notice different in that game, Kieth, that you were like, this is it? Like, this is what we should have been doing? What was it that stuck out to you?
The same thing that we've been asking them to do since about week 2 or 3, running the ball, giving J.J. McCarthy some help. I'm sure he dumbed down the passing a little bit, but J.J. McCarthy was still hitting passes over 10 yards, converting 3rd and long. So I'm not going to, go on that narrative. A lot of people are saying that he dumbed it down so much for J.J. McCarthy because that sounds disrespectful. But the run game, we ran the ball 28 times. That's the most we ran this season. Yep. And it wasn't that we were any more effective running the ball. Just they committed to it and stayed with it. We're averaging 5 yards a carry like we do every game. But for some reason, KOC's like, all right, it's time to throw 3 straight times and be 3 and out. Oh, man, now we're behind the 8 ball, and now we got to keep passing. Nah, he stayed with the run and had a balance. It was the best game that KOC called this year.
Yeah, hands down the best game. Hands down, bro. What do you feel about Kevin O'Connell, bro? Like, are you a Kevin O'Connell guy?
I ride with Kevin O'Connell. I do.
You ride with KO?
Okay. I think, just like J.J. McCarthy, he's young too for his profession. Like, he's not even 40 years old yet, I don't think. So, I think
he's like 42 or something. I think he is 40.
He's 40. Okay, yeah. He's still young for a coach, and he's still learning things. I think he is a good coach. The only thing is his play calling. He probably needs some help with that. Like, I think he draws up good plays. He's got, good schemes, but it's just when to call what he calls. That's the only problem I have with him. But as far as a leader of this team, I like him.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been on record, supporting Kevin O'Connell for a long time, Kieth. But this season right here, bro, I gotta, the man just kind of rubbing me the wrong way, brother. And that's okay. Like, as Vikings fans, bro, we're okay. We're allowed to come off of our stance, especially as creators, bro, because we put shit on wax. So people will hold you accountable to that. Well, 2
Yeah,
weeks
they
ago,
will.
you just said this, right?
Yes,
And
they
it's like,
will.
yeah, you did too. But the difference is your comment your comment is in the fucking wind now because it was during a live show. My shit's on wax. So now you're gonna try to hold me accountable, but you felt the same way I did. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. I liked Kevin O'Connell rode for, still ride for him a little bit, right? Like, I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm just saying this year he kind of effed us over, man. With the whole process. I'm talking about from the management of the team in general. Like, you effed us over, bro. Like, you put us through a season. It didn't have to be like this, is all I'm saying. It didn't have to
I
be like
agree. Like if there's been a time to question him, it is this season, especially if it was his decision to say JJ McCarthy was ready to lead this team.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin O'Connell, man, this dude. Just when I bring his name up now, too, Keith, man, I just get pissed off, and I kind of want to go.
You look like you're getting a little pissed off.
Yeah, man. You just because it really didn't have to be like this in 2025, bro. It just really didn't, man. This thing could have been a little. Not saying that we would have been some top dog in the league and kicking everybody's ass, but I guarantee you one thing: we would have had more than 5 wins if he would just not be hard headed and just would have damn listened to the fan base and listen and the common sense shit. The common sense, run the football. Just run the football, please. Your running backs are showing you that they can handle the load.
5 yards a carry. You get 5. Some games you're getting 7 yards a carry, and you're still not doing it. So yeah, no, I understand being upset with him, and I'm upset with him this year. And if next year goes like this, he'll be in the hot seat after like the first few games. Like I hope he's learned from this. I hope that game against Washington was a turning page for him and for JJ McCarthy, and we can all kumbaya into 2026. But I understand that the people are getting frustrated with him, but I do think we got to give the man a little bit of grace because he does have 2 double-digit win season with us. Probably would have had a third if Kirk's Achilles didn't go pop. He is coming off the coach of the year, so he's done a lot of good. But it's the what have you done for me lately? Like, that's what's sticking out.
And shame on us too as Vikings fans believing that a former quarterback that also is your head coach, but that also is your offensive coordinator would run the fucking football. You know what I mean? Like, shame on us for thinking that. Like, should we really be mad at Kevin O'Connell, or should we just be mad at ourselves for believing that is what was going to happen going into the season? Because Keith, a lot of us felt like, oh, we went and got Jordan Mason and we got Aaron Jones and we boosted up this offensive line. We're about to be running the football on top of him telling us out of his own mouth he was going to do it. Shame on us for believing that a former quarterback that never made it, right? And no knock to him. It is what it is, but he never made it. And he probably visions like, bro, I wanted to throw for 5,000 yards every season and I knew I had the ability. But since I couldn't do it, now that I'm a head coach and an offensive coordinator, I'm going to make somebody else do it. You just watch me. Like,
I have a theory on that, man. I have a theory on that. My theory is that he's actually trying to live through JJ McCarthy. Like, I actually have said that. Like, I think that maybe he's trying to live through JJ McCarthy to do the things that he was never able to do. But, as a quarterback that is a head coach, you would think that you would rely someone on the running game, especially knowing that is your best friend. A good game is your best friend as a quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shame on us, chat. Shame on us for believing that bull crap going into the season, man. We should have known it was too good to be true, goddamn it. I'll never fall for it again. Because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, Keith, is next season. This next offseason, I guarantee he's going to tell us that we're going to run the ball and get back to, we're going to hear all that crap. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not buying it. The moment he comes on and he says that, especially at that damn meeting down in Miami with all the owners and shit, I'm doing a video calling him out on the BS right off the bat. I'm not even waiting. I'm going to say liar. Right. We don't believe.
Oh, no, he just said he's going to run the ball. He said he's going to run it. Come on, guys. Like, let's give him a chance.
Yeah. Nah, they're damn lie. Shout out Tycoon in the building, man. Shout out everybody in the building. Shout out everybody in the building. Make sure you hit the like button so we can get our gang in here, man. Appreciate everybody. Cody was good. Let's read some comments real quick here, Keith. It says, KOC, it's his first opportunity to draft a rookie first-round quarterback. 2022 was Kenny Pickett, and 2023 was Will Levis or Anthony Richardson. Not great names. He's finally has the opportunity. If it fails, he fails. And that great comment, Cody. And I feel like that his whole coaching career is on the line when it comes to JJ McCarthy. And that's another reason why I say we're not going to just go get a quarterback to come in and really be legit competition. I mean, will they throw the signal out there that it's competition? Absolutely. But the reality is there ain't going to be no damn competition. JJ McCarthy's the quarterback. That's just what it is.
I don't know about that, Rap. I don't know.
You
about
don't think
that.
so?
I've had this conversation with Cody, and if they do go out there and get a quarterback, and that quarterback comes in here and leads us to success, and we get a playoff win, and we end up keeping that quarterback, and we're winning with that quarterback, then it don't matter what happened with JJ McCarthy. So right now, KOC is going to be about preservation. So if he feels there's a quarterback out there that's going to help him win right now, he might do it.
But this is my thing, Keith. What I'm saying is we're not even going to see that said quarterback get an opportunity, is what I'm saying. So, for example, we go get a Mac Jones, right? We go get a Mac. Let's say we go get a Mac Jones. He comes in. He's on the team in April, June. You know, he's OTAs, all that good shit. He's going to get second team reps. He's not going to get first team reps to start with, because this is JJ McCarthy's team. I think they'll throw a signal to Vikings fans, and this isn't us saying we don't want that, but what I am saying is I think they'll throw the signal to Vikings Nation that, hey guys, look, we're bringing in some competition because we know that JJ McCarthy didn't play great last season. So guess what? We have a real healthy competition going on in this building now, just so y'all Vikings fans can shut the hell up. You know, trust me, we're trying to be intentional, right? And the reality is, in my opinion, though, is KOC is going to sit back and say, these motherfuckers don't know, but JJ McCarthy is my guy and always has been my guy. And that's just what it's going to be, because your career is on the line, bro. I just, barring injury, like if JJ McCarthy gets injured, okay, that's one thing.
That changes it.
That changes it. But I don't see Kevin O'Connell being able to bench JJ McCarthy because he isn't looking good, right? Let's just say we're 4 games in and JJ McCarthy just looks horrible next year, and you have to bench him to then put in a Mac Jones or something. At that point, you have failed the mission. At that point, the mission is failed.
I get that. And if you bring in a quarterback and he looks better than JJ McCarthy, in preseason he looks better, in camp he looks better, but you still roll JJ McCarthy and JJ McCarthy fails, okay, then maybe you have a conversation about, you know, KOC's doing bad. But in your situation, your scenario there, if JJ McCarthy starts the first 4 games, doesn't look good, and they have to bench him and put in Mac Jones, but Mac Jones leads them to the playoffs and they win a playoff game, KOC is safe.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You know, because it's about winning, right? So,
yes.
But
winning cures all.
Right, but he still will have some explaining to do, because again,
right.
this is bad evaluation. But he didn't get fired. This is bad evaluation, though. This is bad evaluation. I think at that point too, Keith, we could all agree that. Well, we could do that, but again, we could all agree to that. Kevin O'Connell is not a QB whisperer. We can take that shit off of him. What we can say is he's good at bringing in veteran quarterbacks and maybe getting an extra little juice out of those veteran guys that may have not hit their ceiling, but he can kind of give them that extra bump to make them play a little better than what they played in the past. But when it comes to going and getting a raw rookie, then knock it off. He is not that guy for that job. We'll probably agree to that.
Came from. It's just because he was a quarterback and now he's a coach. I think they kind of do that with all coaches. Like, oh, he played quarterback, so you know he's a quarterback whisperer. Or oh, he was a good defender, so they brought in this head coach. Their defense is about to be dominant. I think that's just kind of how they do things. Because, like Shaq likes to say all the time, if he's a quarterback whisperer, why didn't Jaron Hall do anything? Like if he's a quarterback whisperer, he should have been able to get something out of Jaron Hall.
Right. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, so far, why didn't Max Brosmer look good? I mean, Max Brosmer looked. Bro, Max Brosmer looked worse than JJ McCarthy at that point in time, which is hard to do, bro. Coming off of that Green Bay game and then putting another quarterback in there and you actually look worse than that Green Bay game, bro. You know how hard that is to accomplish?
Very, very difficult, man. I just don't understand why they played him. Like, who was trying to prove something? Because, yeah, I get it. John Wolford, we're not going to win that game either. But the guy has NFL experience. He's played in NFL games. He's played in a playoff game. He's played against the Seahawks. You had him on your roster. You could have put him out there. It just seemed like putting Brosmer out there was like someone trying to prove a point or someone trying to shut somebody up.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to throw that man out there. Like, there's no way you've seen this guy practicing and you thought we're going to throw him against a top 5 defense and he's going to be just fine.
Yeah. So, Keith, we have a 1% chance to make the playoffs as of now. I think, and shout out to you, man. I seen your Instagram video, your Instagram reel. Everybody, make sure you go follow Let's Skol on Instagram, man. Go support the brother. I mean, he entertains over there for sure. I saw the video where it was like the what needs to happen. We got to win out. This, that, and third. This team, that team needs to lose. This team. I mean, just a lot of shit has to happen, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, Thursday was the first one. Tampa Bay losing.
You kidding me? Playoffs?
So,
hey, man.
Oh, so that was on the list. Tampa Bay had to lose.
Tampa Bay or Carolina had to lose a game that wasn't against each other because they still play each other twice. So one of them's going to lose at least one of those games.
Yeah.
So one of them had to lose 2 games the rest of the way. So,
so let's have a little bit of fun really quick and really get some good feeling, right? Let's just say every damn thing that has to go right goes right for the Minnesota Vikings this year, bro. And we go to the playoffs, bruh. Like, just imagine that feeling, right? Everything that has to happen. Now, at that point, Keith, we make the playoff. We figure a way. It works. I mean, the football gods are shining down on us. They say, we just wanted to put y'all through a little bit at this season. But guess what? We always had this in our plans. We knew we were going to let y'all get through, but don't let this happen again, right? And we get there. What are your expectations for the Minnesota Vikings at that point?
Well, let me tell you this, man. The script writers for the NFL are some of the best in the business, okay? So, like, I don't know who could have wrote this up, but, you know, the path is not crazy because the Bears, they have a very tough schedule, need them to lose out. The Lions don't have an easy game on their schedule. The Cowboys lose to us, they got the Chargers the next week, and that's what we need to lose, and we just need to handle our business. So, if we were to get into the playoffs, I would expect a playoff win because we don't have an easy schedule either. You know, we got to beat these Cowboys on the road. Then we have to beat the Lions and the Packers. You know, this is 3 potential playoff teams. And the way that our defense has been playing the past couple of weeks, if J.J. McCarthy is turning a corner, I expect to be a team that no other team in the NFC wants to face in the playoffs, at least in that opening round. I would have an expectation to win the damn game if we made it to the playoffs. It wouldn't be, hey, I'm just happy to be here. If we lose, we lose. No, I would have the expectation that we're going to win the game. And I know people in the comments are probably calling us delusional right now.
Yeah, they're cooking. They're going to cook it,
Keith. If you're a Viking fan, you know the odds are stacked against us. It's likely not going to happen. It's not reality. But if you don't have that little piece inside of you that's like, man, I kind of hope that miracle plays out, then what are we doing here?
And what's crazy too, Keith, is at that point, though, it's destined. Like at that point, like if everything that has to go right goes right, because I mean, we got more than just odds stacked up against us at this moment. Like if you make the playoffs, bro, like you have to. I mean, fuck that. My expectation is Super Bowl after that. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, bro. Like straight up. Like
you brought me back in. You brought me back in. I'm right back where I was in the offseason.
Let's just say there is scripters, if there's script writers at that point, what are you doing to us, bro? It's Super Bowl now. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. This will go down in history.
The past few years, I've been saying, like, if we were to go to a Super Bowl and win one, it's not going to be one of those years where we won 13, 14 games. It's going to be an ugly 9-win season where we grind it out, barely get a wild card, and that's how we're going to win the Super Bowl. It's not going to be one of these years where we're winning 13, 14 games.
Yeah. So my one thing, and shout out to Zoe, because he said if the Bears win Sunday, we out, and I think they're gonna be the
hardest part. That's the hardest part that we need.
And I think, and to be honest with you, I think this is gonna be right here, gonna close the door on us tomorrow. Because they're playing the Cleveland Browns, man, and yes, Shador. I like Shador.
Struggles against a good defense, man, and I want to put some positivity on this for you, man.
Like, but they just lost to the Tennessee Titans. You know how hard it is
beat the Green Bay Packers.
The Tennessee Titans.
They beat the Green Bay Packers.
They did week 2, right? Was it like week 2 at the beginning of the year?
It was somewhere early, but
I feel what you're saying. Okay, I'll buy it, Keith, man.
You know what? The angel on the shoulder. You can be the devil on the shoulder.
I got you, bro. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Let's go. We are one thing's for sure. Tomorrow we are Shador fans. We want the Cleveland Browns to go out there and handle. I'm rocking the orange and brown during the day. You feel me? And then at night, you already know what time it is. You know, we actually get to sit back and going into the game. I think what also sucks about this whole thing is because I question this, right?
Well, no.
I wonder how you feel. Yeah. That I was just about to get there. Do you think the players are looking at that too? And how are they going to react? Let's just say the Bears do win. How are they going to react now? Because now the door is all the way shut. So now are you going into the Sunday night game in front of the whole world to watch? Are you still going in with that kind of dog mentality and, hey, we got to go handle business? You know, that's what I'm curious to see. because we'll have the answer.
Handling business.
Yeah. And if they go out there and they look like they checked, then who are we blaming that on? Do we go back to Kevin O'Connell saying,
Yes.
yeah, saying, hey, bro, like your team is checked out because the Bears won? Like although you're not making the playoffs, but god dang, bro, like what's that about, bro? You still got to have your team go out there with a mentality of wanting to win each and every game and not selling out.
I'm going to say this. They're going to go out there because you know what they can do? Misery loves company. And if they go out there and beat the Cowboys aren't making the playoffs. So they go out there and they start playing their spoiler role. And like, that's what I wanted to ask you. If they go into that game, it doesn't mean nothing. Would you want them to go out there and beat the Cowboys and possibly take them out of the playoffs, go beat the Lions and maybe knock them out of the playoffs? Or would you rather take the L's but look good doing it and get the draft pick?
Nah, so like I'm not. And real quick, Jay, yes, he is rocking the McCarthy jersey, man. My boy Kieth got the McCarthy jersey on. You already know what time it is. he already got the McCarthy jersey on. Shout out Class G in the building. I see you, brother, man. Appreciate you tapping in as always, Class. I see you, bro. Northfield said fire O'Connell, hire Carl Childress. Shout out Carl. You know, I'm ready to get Carl back on, man, to talk some Vikings football. We'll get him back on here soon. But to answer your question, Kieth, I don't really care about the draft position. I mean, we're going to be either 1 or 2 pick. Regardless, we're kind of where we're going to be at, I think, for the most part, unless we win out, I guess, and some other teams lose out. But that teams that are right there with us now, because right now I think we sit at 9? I think we're
11.
Or 11. Yeah. So between 11 and 9 is, I think, where we're going to land regardless. So to me, does it matter that much? Nah. I'd rather go out there and win and kick some ass and be spoilers. I think that at least gives us something to watch, and we can go and tap in with other podcasters. Like, imagine us shattering the Lions playoff hopes because we beat them. Imagine if it's a game up against that. You know, shout out to the Atlanta Falcons with Raheem Morris, because they have no opportunity to really do anything. But like, you saw what Raheem Morris did in the camera after beating Tampa Bay. And it was specifically that. Like, he's like, aha. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of, not that we kicked you guys out of the playoffs, but now we made it hard. Now you have to go and win. You got to go win your next game or else, bro. But if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would have won on Thursday night, their path was pretty much sewed up for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those deals where I want to be that. I want to be that team that is sitting there and just shattering dreams, bro. And on top of that, I'm big on momentum. I think us winning some games here and JJ McCarthy looking good is going to benefit us, not only mentally for Vikings fans, our mentality, our mental going into the offseason. I think it's going to benefit us rather than us looking like crap and saying, oh, we moved up 2 spots in the draft. So what? You know what I'm saying? So what? No. Let's go win some football games and let JJ lay another brick, man, to build a house. You feel me? That's what I'm on.
Yeah. The momentum thing, I can feel that, but I don't totally buy into it. But
why is that?
I just don't think like what you do these next 4 games is really going to translate to what you do in 8 months from now.
Okay.
But I do think that this team is pretty much going to have to run this roster back. So, and that way, I do think it's helpful to see, like, can we beat the Lions? Can we beat the Packers? Like, because this is the team we're going to have to run with. We signed up for these guys. We paid them. You know, a couple guys are going to be cap casualties.
Yeah.
But we had 26, 27 new players this year. That's not happening next year. This is the team we're running with. So it would be good to see that, yes, we can win with these guys. And, you know, especially with the sample size of, you know, going against playoff type teams.
So let me ask you something, though, Kieth. So you're telling me that what we saw last week, right, with us committing to the run and kind of whatever you want to call it, dumbing down the playbook, which I actually like. I think this team is built for that type of play style anyway. If you want to call it dumb, call it dumb. But guess what? We whooping ass doing it. So you're telling me if we go through these next 4 games, let's just say we win out and we're dominating like we are, you don't believe that the team will look at that, Kevin O'Connell and them will look at that and say, you know what, these last 4 games, the moment we kind of changed something and said, let's start being more aggressive at the line of scrimmage, running the football and stuff, you don't think they would take that into 2026? You think? Well, yeah,
I mean, they could definitely learn some stuff and change philosophies, but I just don't feel like, so maybe I just feel like momentum's a different thing. Like momentum's like a feeling that you have inside of you.
I see what you're saying. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Change the philosophy.
I get, and that's on me
Yeah.
because I think when I mentioned momentum, I should have clarified, because when I'm saying momentum, I'm saying for the fan base. Like momentum, like, hey, as a
Okay,
fan.
for the fan, 100%. I will.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, bro. Yeah,
we end up going 9-8 and missing the playoffs. Like, it'll be like, oh man, that sucks. But man, do you see how good we look? Like, I can't wait for next year.
Yeah,
it's different compared to if we finish the season 5-12. Like, man, this team sucks. Man,
exactly. That's what I was talking about.
As far as the fan base, 100%, I'm with you on that.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So that's my fault for not clarifying.
Yeah,
all right, yeah. They said Burrow is ready to retire, just like Luck. Yeah, we were calling that. We think it's more of a Luck situation, is what it looks like to me. But man, hey,
they
look,
said that was his birthday.
If he does want a ball, man, hey, we got a locker for you. That's all I'm gonna say. God damn it, you know, I'm standing on that. You know what I mean? I'm okay with letting JJ McCarthy sit behind goddamn Joe Burr for a year or two, man. He is only 22 years old.
Philip Rivers next year if he looks good in these last few games.
So I was watching your show, bro. Like I was actually watching y'all show that y'all did a couple days ago and talking about Philip Rivers and saying, you know, what if, and I think Fish actually was like he would have felt good if the Vikings would have went and got him. And I'm like, wow, really? Like Philip, you would have felt good about that? Like, I don't know, man. Listen, I will say this, and I'm kind of where I stand, where you stand on that whole thing. Is it's entertaining, right? I want to see what happens. I mean, he's 44 years old. He's gained a ton of weight. He's out of shape like a motherfucker. I mean, it reminds me of some Adam Sandler movie or some shit. You know what I mean? Like him going out there and just like this. There's going to be a movie about this shit, especially if he takes this team and I don't care if they get into playoffs and win a playoff game and make a run with fucking Philip Rivers at, 44 years old, 40 extra pounds overweight and out of shape like a motherfucker, man. This would be a story to write home about.
Who's not rooting for that? Who's not rooting for that? If your team's eliminated, who is not rooting for that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll root for it. Why not? You know what I mean? I don't got no dog in the fight. So, yeah, why not? It's entertainment, to say the least. That's what the NFL, I give them all the credit for, is they're great at that, right? They're going to entertain us some way, somehow, bro. Like, believe me. If it's not the Vikings doing it, you can lean on another team doing it for you. They definitely going to give us something to watch. So, hey, it is what it is, bro. I'm here for it. Straight up, man. Blunt said, oh no, hold on. If we keep losing, JJ McCarthy trade value is at 0. Yeah, I don't think we're trading JJ McCarthy.
There's no trading JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, no, I think if anything, JJ McCarthy will be the QB2 for sure. If that'd be like the worst case scenario, is JJ McCarthy being a backup for the Minnesota Vikings for some years. You know what I mean? Definitely. But I see him being a starter. Look, that's what I don't ever get.
Like, let me say this. That's what I don't get when you got guys like Zach Wilson or these other quarterbacks, they don't work out the way you thought they were going to work out. Probably shouldn't take them in the first round. Like, you get rid of them, and some other team is quick to pick them up and let them be in the backup role for a couple years with them. Why can't you realize your mistake and let that person grow as your backup quarterback? You're not going to have to pay him. Like, no other team pays this guy. Like, why can't they continue to grow with you? Like, okay, we were wrong, but we're going to work with you. Like, I don't know why Zach Wilson got to go somewhere else. Why did Sam Darnold got to go somewhere else? Like, we're going to go ahead and keep growing you, and maybe we'll get a return on our investment later. We're just not going to get it right now like we thought we were.
I think sometimes the agent maybe influences that too, though, where they're like, hey, man, you're going to be the backup here for the next 5 years. But if you go to this team, there's a possibility that you can actually compete against this dude because their starter right now isn't that good. You got the ability to take his job. I think there may be some of that mixed in there as well. Like, for example, JJ McCarthy, if he becomes a backup, JJ McCarthy's agent might say, bro, you can go to the Jets. Like, listen, I know the team's not great, but you can get another opportunity to be a starter. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I think would happen. Shout out everybody, man. Hit the like button. You already know. Wipe your feet at the dough, man. Let's go. You got to wipe your feet at the door. Hit that like button, like Norris said in two-tone. Shout out Norris in two-tone for reminding everybody, man. That's important, right? As creators, what it does, just so y'all know why I repeat it often, is because it gets people in the building. Y'all will notice when y'all smack that like button, that's like the hootie hoo call, man. That's the Vikings call. Because it lets people know, like, oh, shit, they live, man. Hey, rapping Kieth over there talking Vikings football. Everybody in the chat having a good night tonight. It's Saturday before the game. We sipping on our drink. We eating on our food right now, kick back watching, man, and in the chat enjoying each other. So that's what the like button is, and that's why it's so important. It's free to do. We ain't asking you for no finance. We ain't asking you for not much, man. Just wipe your feet at the door. That's it, man. Is that too much to ask, man? Shit, I done been live 5 days in a row. Yeah, or 4 days now, but tomorrow we'll make it 5 because we doing the pep rally. So make sure you tap in an hour before kickoff. We still doing the pep rally, the weekly pep rally. Oh yeah, that's a fact. And we already got some Cowboys content creators that we gonna go raid and pop our shit. And look, if we got disrespectful with the Bears and Packers, but the Cowboy, it could be a little different. We gotta really get disrespectful, respectfully get disrespectful. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to the pep rally tomorrow night. And it's a night vibe too. Oh yeah, we're gonna be on demon time. We on demon time tomorrow.
I love the night game.
Yeah,
I really do.
me too,
I was worried this one was gonna get flexed out.
Yeah,
I really was.
Yeah. Shout out, Mr. I Want to Mock in the building. It's almost your time, Mr. I Want to Mock, man. It's almost your time. Shout out Cody. Cody said, great show, Vocal Vike. We got to get you on with us soon. Where you at, Cody? What you mean on with that? Oh, is that your boy? That's your boy, Cody. Okay.
Let's go, Cody.
Okay. I was just making sure. Yeah, ain't no facts. We talked about that. Keith will fill you in on that, man. You don't worry about that. It's happening. You feel me? Let's talk about, and I know we said Keith, I said around an hour, but you good?
We good. We're good.
All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure, man. I want to respect your time, but
we good.
Shit, I'm sitting here. We talking, man. We talking, yes, man. Shout out David Bullock in the building. I see you, brother. Let's talk about what your expectations is for this defense and Sunday night's game. We know that, to me, first, let's do this. Let me ask you, who on the Cowboys do we have to really focus on to give us the best opportunity to win this football game Sunday night? Let's start there.
It's Pickens and Lamb. And I don't know that we have the cornerbacks to guard them. So it's going to be up to getting pressure on Dak, because I don't think, Dak's as mobile as he used to be. So those almost sacks that we've been almost getting, we got to convert those into sacks, and we got to first force Dak into some turnover throws. And Dak has games like that where it's just, I like Dak. I think Dak's a good quarterback.
Me too.
And I know the Cowboy fan base is kind of split on him. We had that on Thursday night among those fans, but I think he's a good quarterback, but he mixes in some really bad games, and you can get to Dak and make him do some ugly stuff. And that's what we got to do, because I'm not trusting our cornerbacks with CeeDee Lamb and Pickens right now. And they got a good tight end in Ferguson. So I'm worried about that passing game, but if we can get home with our defensive line and we can get there with the pressure, that's going to be the recipe to beating these guys. I think our offense is going to score.
How many points you got to scoring tomorrow?
27.
27. Okay. All right. So you see us playing a pretty good offensive game, which I'm there. My score prediction is 24-20. That I kind of got us at 24, but I'm with you too on the Dak thing, right? I think we definitely have to get him off of his game, because he seems like when we do play against him, he always seems to be in a rhythm against us, bro. Like I don't know what it is, and CeeDee Lamb too, bro. Like it's like, yo, what is up, man? Like it's one of those. Speaking to Landlord and HTM earlier during the lunch show that I did with them, they reminded me that when we do play them, I mean, we usually are on the short end of that stick for sure. Like absolutely for the last couple years. You know what I'm saying?
2019.
Yeah, so it's been nasty. And one of them was a nasty blowout on national television, the 40-3 game, I believe, which is just nasty work and unacceptable, regardless who the coach was. But it's unacceptable, man. Your team not being prepared, losing 40-3 is just, bro, you can't make this shit up. But tomorrow, I think we need to right this ship. And to do that, not only do we need to get to Dak, but we got to make sure we're stopping this run. I think they're going to try to lean on the run. We've talked about how these no-name running backs are the ones that really kill us. Like, we can shut down the Derrick Henrys, the Saquon Barkleys of the world, you know what I mean? The Josh Jacobs. But when you come to the goddamn Joe Schmoes, yeah, these are the guys that are dominating us. And you know what? When I think about the Dallas Cowboys, they have a room full of those type of guys, right? They got the dude came from Denver, who is pretty decent. I remember he played for North Carolina. Can't really think of his name right now, but it's like those are the guys that have really been getting success on our defense lately. So Brian Flores absolutely has to adjust and make sure we do not get killed on the ground. The one plus is we're in the bank. So I remember playing at their house, man, is when we really it doesn't
this
look
in
good.
Dallas. This is in Dallas.
No, it's in Dallas. Oh, I thought we were at the bank tomorrow night. Oh,
hey, but hey, chill. Because the last time we beat them was 2019 Sunday Night Football in Dallas.
Okay, and that was the last dub. And think about that game. That game is the Eric Wilson, I believe, did something in that game that was it the 4th down stop? I think it was I think because they were driving downfield. If I can recall, and in the chat, remind me that game, right? I'm trying to go back in time, 2019, where Eric Wilson, it was a 4th down. They went for it on 4th, I believe. And Eric Wilson made like a hell of a play over there on the left side of the field, man. I think I'm on the side. I remember that now. Okay, so we won. So the last time we did win, it was in Dallas.
Yup.
Let's go.
On Sunday night. On Sunday night, man.
Hey,
I don't want to hear this down here. I don't want to hear it.
All right, so let's get to this, man. Shout out Dylan. You know, I gotta bring up Dylan's questions here, man. Should we talk about Jay Ward starting over Isaiah Rodgers last game? We're seeing more and more of Ward down the stretch. How do you feel about Jay Ward as a player, my brother? Like me, and then I'll talk about it too. But how you feeling about Jay Ward, man?
I think Jay Ward has kind of been a name we've been hearing about the past couple of years, and we haven't really got to see too much of him. And over the past couple of games, we kind of got to see it. And I like some of the energy that he brings, and he seems like he's out there around the ball a lot. But about this whole cornerback thing, I think he's going to be playing safety. I think it's going to come, at the expense of Theo Jackson. He was out there at cornerback a couple plays, but man, B-Flow was doing some weird stuff in that game against Washington. He was putting guys out there in the huddle, and then he would have them run out and have new guys run in when they broke the huddle. Like, he was just doing a lot of stuff to confuse guys. So about Jay Ward starting over Isaiah Rodgers, I think that was like optics. It was like for like 2 plays.
Yeah.
But I do think Jay Ward's going to be a piece on this defense. I just don't think it's going to be at cornerback.
So Jay Ward is the guy that Jay Ward is what we call a Kwesi pickup. It's one of those guys, and the reason why I say it's a Kwesi pickup because of how he talks about him. If you ever listen to Kwesi during these off-season pressers, he'll talk about the football team, but then he'll randomly just say, and guys like Jay Ward, like you could just tell, like that must have been his boy that he was thinking about late night before the draft, saying, "Hey, this is a secret weapon I'm gonna go get," and he's gonna.
There ain't many guys left that he drafted that he could point to.
I'm telling you. So he's hanging on to Jay Ward. That's what the hell he's doing. I like Jay Ward. I wouldn't mind seeing more. I don't think he can replace an Isaiah Rodgers. I think Isaiah Rodgers. To me, like Isaiah Rodgers is soft, right? He is soft, but he has a nose for the football. So, you kind of got to take the good with the bad. And right now, where we're at as a team, he gives us the best chance, unfortunately.
He's our best cornerback.
This is what it is. Yeah. He's the best cornerback right now, which isn't saying a lot. I mean, it really
is.
No,
it's not.
But it is what it is. But I think Jay Ward is going to step in next year when you're thinking about Harrison Smith retiring. Okay. Now, and that's saying that Kwesi doesn't do something stupid, because if Caleb Downs is available,
that's all I want.
If we're at pick 9 and Caleb Downs is there, don't be a dumbass, Kwesi, and get the guy. All right. Let's just, me and Kieth are putting this on wax right now.
Yes,
December 13th. Okay, at 8:14 Central Standard Time. Kwesi, if Caleb Downs is available, you better not go and get some random fucking name from, the Oklahoma Tech College or some bullshit.
This is how you save your job, Kwesi. This is how you save your job, man. You pass on Kyle Hamilton, and you are getting a redo on this one.
Yes.
I know a lot of people are saying Love in the chat. Yeah, that's a great running back, and I'd be down for him, but I would be upset if we took Love over Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is the one single player that I think could come in and be an impact and change this team. We got good running backs. Like, we're not going to
need Love.
A safety.
And then think about and on that too, to second that, Kieth, like, not only do I think we have some running backs, but I I love me a good running back though, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. I was a big Dalvin Cook fan. The community will tell you, bro. Like, you want to talk about when we got rid of Cook? I was pissed, bro. Like, I couldn't let that shit
His
go.
downfall needs to be studied.
I was talking about it for like 2 years after we got rid of him. To be honest with you, still talking about it tonight, obviously. But why I don't want to draft a running back that high? It's because of who our coach is. We already went through this, guys, at the beginning of the show. We have a former quarterback that also calls the plays for this football team. Do you actually want to waste a top pick, a top 10 pick on a running back, and then have your expectations set super high that Love is going to come in and be, Jahmyr Gibbs-esque, Bijan Robinson-esque, which he can, like the way he plays, the way he runs. I mean, it's amazing. But our coach at this point in time is not going to utilize him the right way. You are just going to piss yourself off. You are going to piss yourself off. Would I like him? Yeah, but I think Caleb Downs makes way more sense for this team right now. I'd rather get B-Flow a stud than get KOC a stud.
You're putting Caleb Downs to replace because, our safeties next year might be Theo Jackson and Jay Ward. So look at, how much better you get with Caleb Downs over that scenario than how much better you get by adding Love to Mason and Aaron Jones. Like, yes, I do think Love will end up better than both of those guys, but not in the amount that Caleb Downs is going to improve the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I think most Vikings fans going into the draft, especially if we're picking at like 9 to 10, hopefully and we got to see how the order really falls because Caleb Downs could easily go top 5. Because the thing about this draft, this is what sucks about this draft for us as Vikings fans is we're going to be towards the top of the list, but there's not many quarterback. This isn't one of those things where there's going to be the first 3-4 picks that are going to be quarterbacks or this defensive line. Like Caleb Downs is going to be one of those guys that could go top 5.
The only reason he falls is because it's position. Like safety is not a position you really see going like top 5, top 8. I mean, he could definitely buck the trend and, do something different, but the only reason he might fall to where we're sitting at is just because of his position.
But also this though, Keith, is when you see players like Kyle Hamilton be the type of talents that they are and people will make those comparisons. Well, look, we haven't seen a safety like this since Kyle Hamilton at Notre Dame. That will also incentivize teams to go and grab that safety at top 5 because he is that much of a game changer. It's like regardless of the position, if you trust your process and you know that this guy is going to be a generational talent, like you're going into it knowing that this dude is a savage. I don't care if it's the 5th pick and he's a safety, you have to do it because once he's on your team, you're good. Like just make the pick, turn in the card, Kwesi. Who gives a damn? All right. Don't try to trade back and then hope that he falls to 30th. And so you can gather up some bums.
I'm gonna one up this a little bit, Rap. I'm gonna one up this. I'm gonna say we get picked 12 or 13 because that's kind of where I have us landing. Because I do think we go maybe 2-2 or 1-3 out here. Like I don't think we're gonna lose out. So trade up and go get him.
Hey,
trade up and go get him.
I'm cool with
Don't wait. Like that's how much I want to get this guy on our team. Trade up. I don't care if we got to trade our second rounder to move up 5 spots. Do it.
Hey, shit. I don't know how the community will feel about that. I don't know how they'll hold you up against that, Keith, being that it is for a safety. Because now you're saying not only is it a safety, but I'm willing to trade some capital to go get that said safety. And some people might crucify you for that, but that's all right. Stand on that.
I will take that smoke until they will find out. They will find out. I will
take it because if he is the type of player like a Kyle Hamilton, then shit, it's worth the trade up then. It really is. And if you go and watch him, I mean, this dude is a game changer. This dude is a savage, bro. Like you don't have to watch film. You can just you could just go around Ohio State podcast and all that. Think about who they're talking about with all that talent they got stacked on that football team to start with. But I mean, Caleb Downs is just that guy, man. He's a fucking beast. It is what it is, man. Don't make this harder than it has to be. That's all I'm asking for our GM this year, man. Just don't make it harder than it has to be, man. Get the guy that you know is going to be a savage. I think he's a sure pick, man, to be honest with you, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what happens. But for now, going into this Sunday night game, we talked about the expectations on the defense and what we got to do and get to Dak. But let's jump real quick to our quarterback. And what are your expectations for number 9 going up against the Dallas Cowboys? Do you think there's going to be anything they have that can really get under his skin and make him look like he's looked in the past, like there's just too much going on? I will say this real quick before you land is with their interior defensive line, that's something that we really have to pay attention to, because these guys have been getting pressure up the middle the past couple games with the couple new acquisitions they got, man. So my thing is we have to make sure that we're protecting JJ McCarthy, because this game can spiral out of control if they do what we think we got to do to them.
Okay, so I'm expecting the same kind of game from JJ McCarthy that we got out of him against Washington, because their cornerback situation is not looking too good in Dallas, and their defense has been pretty trashed this whole time. And yes, they got that guy from the Jets on the defensive line, so that is the area that I'd be kind of worried about, is the interior pressure. But we have pretty much our whole starting line. I don't know if Darisaw is going to be playing this one or not. He's always up and down, but we have our starting line. We got Donovan Jackson, we got Ryan Kelly in there, Will Fry's in there. So if the offensive line just does their job, I think JJ McCarthy has a good day. And we had the Cowboy fans on our podcast on Thursday, and they said the way for us to beat them is to run the ball.
Who'd you guys have on, by the way, on yours?
I had this dude, his name is Cowboy Chris. He does, I think, the Cowboy Up podcast.
Okay.
And another guy does Cowboys Corner.
Okay, I gotta go check them fellas out, man.
And then one of Shaq's boys who actually does stuff for DallasCowboys.com and Bleacher Report, he was actually on there too.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man. Shout out to them fellas, man. I'll make sure I go check that out. So your expectations for JJ McCarthy is to have again stack, kind of continue to what he did last week, and continue that journey on looking good out there, man. Not no turnovers.
I don't want to see 5 balls going over people's heads. And
you had Vach on. Shout out Vach.
Yeah,
Vach has been on mine too, man. Shout out Vach. I'm a boy. Yeah.
So he was talking about JJ McCarthy has the worst percentage among all NFL quarterbacks to open targets, and he was laughing at that. So I want to see JJ McCarthy hitting those open targets, not having those balls sailing, and hitting those out routes. Like just continue on what he was doing.
Yeah. No, I'm with you too. Like I do expect him to have a pretty good game. I think he will have a turnover in this game. It's crazy. Last game, I was like, man, I just don't want to see any turnovers, man. Give us a game with no turnovers, please. We need it at this point in time, because he's been turning the ball, and he did, right? He delivered, man. 3 touchdowns, 163 yards in the air, but at the end of the day, clean game. His best game this season, in my opinion, even better than the Lions game, which that game was crucial. But I think it was his best game of the season. This week, I expect a little bit of the same, but it's all going to lean on our head coach. It's all going to lean on, can he look at that game plan that he had last week and be willing to stick to that and not get too confident, get overconfident in JJ McCarthy. Because I think that's a lot of the issue we saw too at the beginning of the season, is just the overconfidence. Bro, yes, JJ McCarthy has that it. When you watch, and I'm a prime example of watching JJ McCarthy and believing more than maybe I should believe at the beginning, because he gives off that, or that's just what he gives off when you watch him and how he carries himself, bro. You trust him. You're like, yo, this kid's ready. I think, but we as the head coach, it's your job to realize, like, hey, there's what you think, and then there's reality here. And what we saw last week was more on the reality side. We need to dumb it down, whatever, man. Call it dumb down, but at the end of the day, bro, like, do what your team, what fits around your quarterback. And if that's what fits, and you can play and beat a team 31-0, bro, that's what you need to stick with, dog. Like, in my opinion, that's the game. That needs to be the game plan. Then I'll take the 31-0 dumb down shit every Sunday. You know what I mean? Sign me up, for real.
I mean, you didn't have JJ McCarthy. You didn't have Justin Jefferson upset after the game, and he didn't even do anything. So,
he was actually happy, bro.
Yeah, he was cool with it. So, like, you don't got to be sending all this airmail. Like,
real quick, bro. Real quick, because speaking of Justin Jefferson, there was a lot of talk, and we actually had some conversation over here where people were coming at me, and people in the chat were going back and forth with each other about the Justin Jefferson. He's not a team player. He's, he's not worth being on a team. We can get rid of him. We'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. He's selfish and things like that. I disagree with all of them. My stance on it is what I saw last week, specifically him being happy with getting 11 yards, I believe he had, with 2 catches. After coming off a game where he only had 4 yards on 2 catches, to me, that just shows the selfless. That shows that he's selfless. And it's one of those deals where he just wants to win. That's the signal I got. He just want to catch the dubs, bro. He just wants to catch the dubs. That's it.
That's what I was saying about while I was going on before the Washington game. I think you do have a lot of history of wide receivers getting frustrated and asking for their way out. So when you see a wide receiver, a star wide receiver getting upset like that, your mind automatically thinks, oh man, he's going to be asked to get out of here. But no, man, he's over there. He's frustrated because they're losing. It's not that he's not getting the ball. It's that they're losing. Like, and the playoffs is slipping away. The chance to win the Super Bowl is slipping away. We got mad when we saw Carson Wentz and McCown on the sideline against the Chargers, and they're over there laughing while they're getting their butt kicked by 3 scores. You want to see Justin Jefferson on the sideline over there laughing, cracking jokes while they're losing? No, I'd rather see him mad that they're losing.
Yeah, me too.
He feels like me. He feels like me. This is how I feel. It's like, so I get why people would think that because of, past stories, but nah, man, he wants to win.
Yeah, no, facts, man. I'm with you. Shout out my Skol bro in the building, man. I see you, bro. Let's go. Dylan said he knows he dropped that TD on Sunday. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Hey, JJ McCarthy put it there, bro. Like, Justin Jefferson, and he got hit on that one. My boy will stand in that pocket and deliver. Look, real quick, man, I just want to send this message to Vikings fans. And when it comes to JJ McCarthy, is we have to be patient and understand that when you watch him, you can't lie to yourself and say that you don't see the potential there. You can't say that you don't see the it. I was talking about this on the show earlier where we talk about the it and people are like, well, explain the it. You can't. You just have to see it. You just have to see it. And everybody can spot it too. You don't need a special eye to see it. You just have to spot it. When you watch him and you're like, bro, there's something about the kid. All right. It just is what it is. Regardless of what you've seen with his performances and he's not looking good, we can put the context to that and understand that, look, bro, it's coaching. Look how easy it turned around even last week against the Washington Commanders when the coach put him in the right position to be successful. I mean, there's a way to do things, and Kevin O'Connell hasn't been doing them right for the most part this season. And that's why he's being criticized the way he's being criticized this season, because he hasn't been doing the things that the way they should be done. But if he does, then JJ McCarthy's progression could move a lot faster. Tomorrow night, if we stick to the game plan, we will absolutely see another clean game from him. And we can walk away from tomorrow night's game saying, boom, there's another step in the right direction. Now we got 2 steps in the right direction. This is coaching, man. Coaching is such a big factor when it comes to these quarterback success, man. And that is what it is, man. That's how it is. It's a player's ability can only do but so much. And then your coach has to be on your team, man. Has to be on your team and help you out. I don't care who you are. You can be Patrick Mahomes. You could be whoever you want to be, man. But your coaching has to play in your corner, bro. It just does. And so far, man, KOC has resisted that. But then, he kind of got some sense knocked into him last week, which we'll give him a round of applause for that. Finally.
I mean, hey, we're gonna learn a lot about our coach and our quarterback tomorrow. Was this just a 1-game thing? And if they look bad tomorrow, if KOC falls back to his ways and JJ McCarthy falls back into his ways, and be like, oh yeah, we'll see. I told you guys it was just a bad Washington team, which I don't subscribe to, because they're 3-9. We were 4-8. It's not like we've been a powerhouse type team just mowing people over, and not like Washington's been losing 31-0 to other teams. So I do think, we do deserve some credit for what we did, but we're going to learn a lot about KOC and JJ McCarthy tomorrow. And can they build upon this? I believe that KOC is going to stick with it. Not that might just be because I'm a fan, but there is a pass that shows that his arrogance could get the best of him. And like you said, like, oh, he showed me he could do this. Now let me see, can he do this?
Yeah.
Like, not yet.
Yeah. Let's
take the steps.
Yeah. I'm the jerk. He said JJ is a team player, but he needs an actual quarterback to throw him the ball. Instead of JJ, I handed the ball off 35 times in the Natty McCarthy. Okay, so we see where you at with it. We see that you're not a JJ McCarthy fan, which is cool. It doesn't matter. He's gonna be your quarterback, so you're gonna have to just be miserable until for the next, I don't know, however many years. But the thing is, this game, Keith, is I don't think it could have came at any better time. What I mean by that is we have a game that's on national television. It's Sunday night football. To me, I think Sunday night football is litter than Monday night. You know, I think Sunday night football is way more hype than Monday night football. Monday night, motherfuckers, is like the work week is starting and you're like, damn, I got to stay up late on a Monday night to watch this game, man. I'd rather Sunday night is lit, bruh. It is what it is. It's the grand finale of what happened throughout the day. It's the grand finale.
You watch football all day and not worry about it. You just watch football all day, you know, or maybe you got to take care of something before the game. I like to make some wings. I get a chance to do that when I'm in the West Coast. So Vikings normally playing at 10 a.m. my time. I'm barely just getting out of bed. Like, oh man, I got to hurry up and go turn the damn TV on. Like, enjoy it and actually watch other games. And then, you know, get into the Vikings at nighttime. And it feels special waiting up. And, you know, the intro comes on, the music's playing, and it's your team's in the highlights. Man, that's special, bro.
Yeah, man. Shout out Sunday Night Football. Shout out Gil in the building. I see you. But I say that to say, Keith, is why this game is so important and perfect timing is because all the turmoil that J.J. McCarthy has gone through, this is a time for him now to do it in front of the world to see against a team that a lot of people think are playing good football right now. I mean, you got to think the Dallas had a great couple weeks where I think they might have lost last week or something like that, but they knocked off the Lions in a good game. I believe it was it the Lions that they beat? I know they
knocked off the Chiefs
Eagles. I know they beat the Eagles. Yeah, they beat the Eagles and the
Eagles, and the Lions beat them in a field goal fest.
Right. That's right. Yeah. They beat the Eagles and the Chiefs. Then that was like the Thanksgiving week and all that shit. So, you know, and after that, people were like, yo, the Cowboys are real, boy. So I say that to say, you know, this isn't the Washington Commanders. I'm saying this is a team where if JJ can go out there and handle business, now people can't use that excuse of, oh, it was the Washington Commanders, the worst team in the NFL. We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys at their crib, going into their crib on Sunday Night Football, prime time, where the world is watching. Man, this is your time to go out there and show them what the hell you got, Nine. Like facts. And me and Keith and everybody in the chat, other than my Patriots fan over here, talk about he a Patriots fan jerk. He said, I'm actually a Patriots fan. Okay. But all of us are going to be standing behind you, you know, and riding for you, brother. And we want to see it happen on live, national televised football game on NBC. I don't know what game is coming on, but bro, this is the time for him to do it, man. He could change the narrative in one game. You know how the NFL is, Keith, right? Like all it takes is one game against
week to week.
Yeah, week to week, bro. It's week to week. Did you realize, bro? Because the internet's been super quiet on JJ McCarthy ever since.
There's no new memes. There's no new memes. Now, I mean, people are still using his body and putting other quarterbacks' faces on there. And people like making fun of JJ McCarthy for that. I'm like, man, if anything, this meme just shows you that other quarterbacks suck too. Like they have bad games. Like
it's been quiet. It's been boring.
It's gotten quiet. It's gotten quiet. And if he does it again, like, what are you gonna say,
bro? It's been too quiet for me, Keith. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I mean? Too quiet. Cool, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn. My boy plays good. Now ain't nobody got nothing to say. Like, what's up?
Hey,
like, we gotta spice it up a little
bit.
Sometimes
that silence is very loud.
Yeah, no, that silence super loud, man. Because you know what the reality is you can hate on them all you want, but when you watch him play a game like that, you could say, damn, bro, you know what? If this kid puts it together, man, he gonna be a damn problem. That's a fact. You know, that's what the real haters know deep down inside when they watch him. You know what I mean? Like they can get their laughs off now, but I can guarantee you, guess what? People like Vocal VIKE here, people like Kieth over there, Let's Skol, all of our community in the chat, guess what? I guarantee you we getting the last laugh. We gonna get the last laugh. And you know what? These other mother effers that talking crazy now, they're gonna, what sucks is they're just gonna be easy enough to get on and say, oh well, I just didn't see it at the beginning, but now he's good, you know. And then they get to just go to bed at night. No, fuck that.
I hate
I'm
that.
exposing them all. You feel me? Like it ain't happening, man. My list is getting longer and longer.
Yeah,
You heard?
they talk smack. So if he ends up being bad, it's like I told you so. But if he ends up being the winner, it's like, well, I'm a Viking fan. The Vikings are winning, so it's good for me.
Nah, you ain't getting off like that.
I keep it.
Nope.
I keep the receipts, man.
Nah, yeah, you ain't getting off like that. Not with me. You know what I'm saying? I'll dedicate a whole month, especially during the off season. Oh yeah, man. During the off season, man, I got nothing but time. You feel me? So you already know what time it is, man. We're gonna be dropping a lot of video. Y'all gonna see JJ McCarthy on every thumbnail for fucking 2 weeks straight if this dude starts balling out for the next 4 games, you know, and that's what I'm hoping happens. And then it'll also quiet down the Burrow talk, even though I'm all for Burrow, like we talked about at the beginning of the show, but hey, I'm still ready. I'm still ready for JJ to really hush all that noise too. That would be great. You know, that's kind of what we would want, right? Like, we would want that.
It'd be hard to not be excited if somebody like Joe Burrow came over and was a Minnesota Viking. And I know that would mean that we're cutting cord on JJ McCarthy, and I understand that. But the guy, he's what we hope JJ McCarthy could be. So you could go ahead and give me that now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm probably gonna go roll with it, but if not, I'm good with it too.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, man. Shout out Ronald. He said, "Hey, Vocal Vike, let's go. Vikings beat them Cowboys. Go JJ McCarthy from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Let's get it, man. Shout out my guy Ronald, man. Let's go. Shout out my guy Eric from New Mexico, Florinda and Raquel. You know he ain't in the building tonight. I didn't see, but we still gotta get my boy Eric.
Skol. Let's
go, man. Skol. Oh, yeah. You know Eric from New Mexico.
I know Eric.
And Raquel. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, man. Burrow would be a Herschel Walker trade. Okay. Beating Dallas at their own house is a tall order. No, it is. But you know what? It's a possible order. You feel me? Like we putting the order in. That's a fact. We putting the order in. And I think our team, we have the talent to do it. We have the players to do it. Dallas isn't a scary team, in my opinion. They obviously can be exposed. They've been exposed this year. That's why they're on the brink of, they lose to us, their playoff hopes are out the window, you know? And that's kind of what we want. Let's just kick their ass and shatter their hopes.
Our defense is going to surprise some people. I swear, like people who haven't been watching us and just seeing, oh, the Vikings, they're 5-8, they're trash, and their quarterback, he's not playing good. And if they're losing, their defense must not be good. Man, our defense has been playing some good football, just haven't had the support from the offense. I think
that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Shout out Gooseneck though, for sure.
Nobody wants to lose to the Cowboys either. No, I mean, I live in California. It's half Cowboy fans out here. So I definitely.
Shout out Harambe. He said beating the Dallas Cowboys would be the most Vikings thing ever. Yeah, it really would. But I'm expecting
9-8. Going 9-8 and not making the playoffs is going to be the most Vikings.
Right, that's going to be the most Vikings thing ever. Would be us winning out. Like we handled our business. You know, we handled our business, but then, you know, obviously they couldn't be the Bears wind up winning and this, that.
That's what I tell Fish. Like, imagine this whole scenario plays out and we go into week 18 and we win our game, and then it comes down to the Sunday night game being the Bears and the Lions, and we end up needing the Lions to beat the Bears to get in. And Fish hates the Lions. He has a feud with the Lions fan base. Like they make TikToks going back and forth. It's like, how are you gonna feel when you have to say go Lions? We need the Lions to beat the Bears.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, man. Dylan said Bryce Young put it together late. A little more fans interested. We need that feeling from JJ McCarthy these last 4 games. Absolutely, I think these last 4 games are crucial, man.
You know when Bryce Young got better? When they got rid of McCown.
Yeah, McCown. That's a whole another topic right there, man. Josh McCown, like, what is he really the guy that we thought he was?
We crowned all these dudes because Sam Darnold looked good. Like we crowned McCown. He's great. McCown's probably gonna go get a offensive coordinator job, maybe even a head coaching job in KOC. If he could do this with Darnold's doing it in Seattle. I mean, for the most part, he's looking the same.
Yeah. Shout out Michael. He said, hey. And Fish said, it's a tall order and give me some fries with that, man. Absolutely.
I have seen Michael Fish eat fries. And he can eat a big basket of fries. I didn't think he was going to finish it, but he ate all them damn fries. So
yeah. We want JJ to improve or just fat out be a bust for the rest of the season, a catch-22. Yeah, man. I want to see him do good, man. I'm Vikings. I'm on the side of I want the Vikings to do good these last 4 games, even if where there is nothing to play for as far as playoffs. Like I rather see the upside. I rather see the upside, man. Talk about that momentum, man. Keith, bro, we've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. It's been a great show with you, brother. Like this was fire. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to get this popping. Um, and I'm gonna be on your guys' channel soon. So you just let me know, bro, when you got availability. We gonna make that happen. Tell me your score prediction before we get out of here. We'll do one. I like to do one X factor on offense, one X factor on defense. All right. So let's just start with the offensive X factor. Who do you think is gonna be our X factor tomorrow night on offense?
I'm gonna go with an obvious one. It's gonna be Justin Jefferson. And
Okay, let's go.
I think he's actually this like a rare time where he could be an X factor because he has been a non-factor in this offense.
Okay.
I think it's a re-coming out party for Justin Jefferson. I think JJ McCarthy finds out he has this dude on his team and how much of a help he could be. And he's going to be going up against CeeDee Lamb, who was in the same draft. It's going to be very competitive. I think that brings the best out of Justin Jefferson. So I know normally like an X factor is kind of like a low-key guy, but I mean, there's guys that have Justin Jefferson on their fantasy team and they're sitting him. They're benching him. I'm going to say, don't do that. He's going to have a game this week.
Let's go, man. I'm going Justin Jefferson on the offensive side of the ball. I think it needs to be a game where he actually gets his 100 yards and a touchdown, man. Please. This has to happen, man. 100 yards. Let's break it. And I want to get him to 1,000 yards, man. I mean, look, it's ridiculous that Justin Jefferson is still hasn't broken 1,000 yards this season, man. He should have had it already, but we got 4 more opportunities. I think he's only like 200 yards and some change away.
Yeah,
so
he's getting that. He's getting that.
Yeah, hopefully. Shit, I mean
he might get it tomorrow.
Yeah. The route he's been going, Keith, bro. I don't know, bro. Like, hey, but that's why
we've had all this positivity tonight.
I know. That's why I'm calling for a 100-yard game. I'm calling for a 100-yard game tomorrow, man. We don't care about a touchdown, man. Just give him a 100-yard game, man. Receiving. You feel me? Like, let's do that.
Set up a touchdown. You know, what I mean? You don't got to get it. Get us down there and let Mason pound it in. That's fine.
Absolutely, man. And then defensive X factor. Who you got?
It's got to be the man who's probably been the best defensive player on this team that other fan bases probably still don't know about, and that's Eric Wilson at linebacker.
Let's go. Shout out E. Will, man. That's my boy right there, brother.
He took over as a starter. He has the #1 pressure rate out of any defensive player in the NFL. And like I said earlier, the important thing is going to be getting to Dak, getting sacks, getting pressure, making him force turnovers. And I think Eric Wilson is just the man to do that.
Yeah, no, I love Eric Wilson, man. Shout out to him. My X factor, man, I'm sticking to it. What I said the other day, that's going to be our boy, man, the legend himself, man, Harrison Smith, the hitman. Look, we've been kind of sitting here complaining about him. He's getting too old. It's time to hang it up. And I still stand on that. Like, I think after this season, he needs to hang the cleats up. It is what it is, respectfully. But I will say, based off of what we saw last game, I'm hoping maybe these next 4 games, he can leave with a bang at least. If it is going to be his last season, which it should be, and I think it is going to be, let's go out with a bang, and why not turn up tomorrow night on national television and really just solidify yourself in the Hall of Fame, get another interception. I mean, just get a sack coming off the edge. Just kind of have one of those games, man, one of those hitman games where we're like, yo, old Yeller still got it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
That was my prediction. We do a prediction to end our show every Thursday. And my prediction was that in these last 4 games, Harrison Smith will get at least 1 more interception and 1 more sack. And I would love for him to get that sack on Dak on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, man. Sack on Dak, baby. Let's go.
Let's get it.
And then your final score prediction. I know you told me how many points you think we're going to score, but what you got?
We're going to put up 27. I still got it written down here. I got the Vikings winning this game 27-23.
27-23, man. Let's get it. Skol side or no side, baby. So I'm sticking to where I'm at with it. I got us winning this game 24-20. The close game, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I think we just need to go out there and handle business and get the dub. I think that's what's more important than anything. I want to take a win on top of JJ McCarthy playing a good, clean game that we can walk away from and say, all right, boy, he might have turned the corner. Was last game the switch? Was that the actual switch? Because we're waiting on that moment now. I think as Vikings fans, we're in that kind of space right now where we're like, which game is it where the light switch went off? Was it the Washington Commanders game? And now we're gonna just start to, from that point on, it's gonna be going. So we'll see what happens, man. I got 24-20 Minnesota Vikings, man. Let's get it, man. Hey, yeah, let's go, man. Shout out everybody in the building tonight. We really appreciate y'all, man. This was a great show, man. Great conversation with you, Kieth. Everybody, make sure you hit the like button, because for the ones that weren't able to tap in tonight, you hit that like button. What that does is that gets them pushed to the replay, man. They can see it. They can see it once it posts up on YouTube, and we'll definitely appreciate that from you guys, man. Make sure you go and follow Let's Skol. It's in the title. Go over there, subscribe to their channel, man. They do multiple shows a week, man. Great group of guys over there, man. Much respect to those dudes, and I can't wait to go over there and talk some Vikings football with them as well. So y'all will see that coming soon. With that being said, FTC, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.